So Alex brought up a good point before we started, and that's going to be the next topic. And Teddy and I can try to help him out. But you said that you had a hard time being a newcomer, like understanding where to start, because obviously there's a bunch of different options.
Put on my dunce hat.
Oh.
My dunce hat is now on.
Yeah.
Help me, guys.
Help me. So there's Persona series, which is an offshoot of SMT. There's the SMT series straight. There's a bunch of different spin-offs. And they didn't even release 1 and 2 in America. So you're basically, if you're going to start SMT, you're on 3. So can you describe your confusion with starting the series?
Yeah. Where do I start? Because there's so many games that like all have different names. And like I said, yeah, the first 2 aren't even released here. And I'm aware there's like games in other regions before 3, but yeah, I guess I started with Persona 5, but I guess my question for you guys is, where would you recommend somebody start if they want to get into this franchise?
I'll go.
Okay.
It really depends on that person's identity and connection to games and gaming. I think to a more casual player, Persona is probably more entry level because of just the complete variety in tasks and task-driven behavior. You're not just jumping in and suddenly it's like, okay, let's attack with demons. No, it's like, let's really get to know all of these characters and these people. Whereas SMT is no frills. We're going to jump in and we're going to start you off. You're in a hospital and the world's blown up. Good luck. Go talk to a pixie. That's your first demon party member, and let's go. Different strokes, different folks, And I personally, for a gamer, I would say start with like either Nocturne or 4. 4 Apocalypse is kind of a weird starting off point. The first 2 games are weird. Like I just don't know where to play them in the most accessible way, so I can't even recommend those. And then if I was to narrow it down between Nocturne and 4, I honestly go Nocturne simply because it's a console experience and you can play it on the TV or you can play it on the Switch and the handheld. 3DS is great. I love my 3DS, but I do understand that in the modern day it is harder to go back to. And I think Nocturne really hits a lot of the bases. I do think it has enough of a narrative constructed in a way that's meaningful and impactful and gets you to care about like the end of the world and gives you the agency to kind of like go however you want about it as far as demons, as far as narrative choices.
Yeah, I would wager, and this is kind of a cheating answer, but 5 is probably going to be a really good starting point. But even better than 5, I think entirely would probably be Persona 5. Because most gamers, like you said, it's kind of startling to see how brutal SMT4, the traditional SMT series can be for a gamer that's not used to it. It's like, you're not going to help me at all? It's like, no, not even a little bit. Like, we're going to give you the tools and then leave, essentially. I think Persona 5 just is a gentler way, and it's very flashy. It can keep your attention. It has a compelling story. It has a bunch of characters that you're gonna like because SMT is very lonely. That's one of the things about the series that I think is hard for people to grasp. Is that when a lot of people think, especially me, when you think of like a JRPG, you're thinking of your party. You're thinking of the friends that you're going to build, the characters that you're going to meet. SMT, it has characters. You're usually trying to kill them. You're usually opposed to most of them. But they're very few and far between. It's mostly long stretches of you and demons that you're trying to kill and butcher to make more demons. It's a very lonely, selfish game. And I think that's hard for people. So I would highly recommend Persona first. And if you're like... Okay.
Sorry, I was going to say, so we're not starting at Catherine.
No. I would think if you're playing Persona and you really like it and you're like, man, this combat's deep. Okay, at that point, try SMT because it's nothing but that, and it's really good.
We're actually starting at Snowboard Kids.
Yeah.
But
dude, yes, I forgot that was Atlas.
I just like...
Isn't that on...
It's on N64.
Wasn't that on a Reddit post that we did?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I think I was like, which do you prefer, Persona? I spread that like Persona or SMT, and then the person said, I picked Snowboard Kids. It's like on a Reddit.
I have Snowboard Kids. I fucking love that game. That game's awesome.
Technically, you began your foray into the SMT series.
It's not part of the SMT.
Those kids are
It'd be awesome
demons.
though, wouldn't it? Because I mean, I have played that game as a kid, so it'd be cool if like the whole time I was playing like an SMT snowboarding game, but didn't know.
Yeah,
Jack Frost was just waving at you from a billboard.
yeah.
He might be in that game somewhere.
Somebody threw in a little
I need to
hee
look now.
ho.
I need to go back and play it.
Do you want to cover the spin-offs, or do we already kind of do that?
We kind of did it. It's okay.
Okay, let's talk about some different comparisons. The first major one is going to be SMT versus Persona. I don't know. Somebody go about what
I
you
think
think.
we just did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
think we're good on that. Okay.
I'll give my 2 cents. Though. You guys talked. I'll give my 2 cents for a second. I personally, as a newcomer to the series, I agree that Persona is probably the place to start for a more casual gamer. I was really taken back when I started playing Persona because I picked to buy Persona 5 and Dragon Quest 11 at the same time. And at the time, this was like, whatever, 2020 or 2019, somewhere around there. The Dragon Quest 11 did not grip me with its plot. I've since restarted it on Switch and I like it more there. But Persona 5 immediately drew me in with its plot. And I feel like that's an element that I haven't gotten from SMT4. I feel like they're rewarding on very different levels. So I feel like Persona, for me personally, if I had to recommend it, it would be to somebody that I know enjoyed a good story in games. And SMT4 that I've played so far, I would recommend to somebody that just wanted a really good RPG. Because the thing that keeps me going in SMT4 is not the plot; it has been the systems and the mechanics that have kept me going in that game. So that'd be my comparison.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.